Hello, everyone. It's Magical Margarit again with another interview for Be the Expression, our storytelling series, where we are sharing our experience, strength, and hope as light workers, just to help other light workers not feel so alone and just to buoy each other up if someone is feeling down, that we're kind of giving them a life raft or a lifeline, if you will, to continue having hope and shining their light. So today I have Cherie Ann Day with me, and she lives in Ontario. She is a quantum touch practitioner for many, many years. I didn't even know what it was. She also is a love and relationship coach, and she's working on this beautiful project, movement, mission, however you want to call it, on Make Love for Peace. And I met Cherie Ann last year. We actually lived together for 3 months. And she's definitely a magical sister. Every time we went out into nature, the fairies always came around. So it's just been a pleasure. I know that the reason we connected was through someone else, but it was definitely meant to be that we connected. So she is so aligned with me and magic in so many ways. So thank you so much for your sacred yes to be here, Cherie.
You're welcome, Marguerite. It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. So I want to just start off by asking you about your awakening. Can you share some of that with us?
Sure. I kind of had a little bit of a different life where I came in, and I wasn't able to stay with my mom, and I kind of feel like I had spiritual experiences, if you will, from a very young age. So I've kind of had a little bit of deeper knowledge than most people from a long time, and it was kind of difficult in a way because there was no guidance or no support for any of that. But I made my way along and did what I could to maintain my strength, and I guess you could say those spiritual experiences and the connection with Mother Nature is really one of the main things that kept me alive until I had my children, and then they became my purpose. But if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have remained on the planet. I didn't necessarily want to be here. There was a lot, as an empathic person, there's a lot of things going on that are very difficult to feel and experience, and especially when most other people don't want to hear about it.
Yeah. I understand that completely.
And I think I was reading people from a young age and blurting out, deep, dark secrets that they had that they weren't even willing to admit themselves. And then I got shut down and deemed as a liar. So I stopped talking for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped sharing. I was still talking, but I just didn't talk about the things that I were aware of.
Yeah.
But it's time to start talking and start sharing and hopefully helping other people see what's going on here, what in the world is going on here, so we can actually make a positive change.
Yeah, so that is a great segue for me to lead into your project. So can you tell us more about that?
Well, the Make Love for Peace project was an inspiration through, I guess it kind of stemmed through the quantum touch work and the energy healing that I got into. So as well as a practitioner, I'm a teacher of quantum touch. And so I learned a lot of different ways that it could be implemented, and really that there is no limit except those that we put on ourselves. And I just sort of had this inspiration that if we can, raise our own vibration and use this energy to manifest things we want to be better in our lives and in our world personally, why couldn't we do that as a collective? And I know a lot of people have heard about group meditations and things like that, and how they can be impactful. but sometimes the impacts are only temporary because we never really get to the cause of the issue. So it's important to look at the issues and get to the cause. And so Make Love for Peace, I have a book that's almost finished and should be out very shortly.
Woohoo!
That kind of goes through a little bit of our history and where we came from and what causes some of these problems. And the rift between the divine masculine and feminine is one of the big issues that has come out in that. And that is another thing that I was hoping to help heal with this knowledge. And that together, we could make more of a difference than working alone.
Truly.
And really, and also to get our priorities straight too. What is really important? What are the issues? Because it isn't about getting a new car,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like our Mother Earth, she needs us, and she needs us now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you're speaking everyone's language when you share about that.
Yes.
Mother Earth. Yeah. So when everything is, looking like it's chaos and we're not moving forward, how do you lean into love?
Well, it's really difficult because it's about holding space for that pain and those issues and those problems and not really turning a blind eye or running away from it. It's really, a lot of people don't want to hear this, but it's really actually is looking at the problem, because if we don't look at it, we're not going to find a solution. Like we are magical, yes, but we don't have the strength and numbers that we need to just poof in a blink of an eye make it happen. We actually need to look at the issues so we can together collaboratively work towards making things better, making a change, like getting off oil and all the things that our planet needs for us to make it back into a healthy homeostasis state.
Yeah.
So leaning into love is really looking at the issues and being strong and being brave and not backing down and holding space for the pain, holding space for the anger. People are very hurting and frustrated, and a lot of people don't want to be on the planet, and all we can really do is provide support. So leaning into love is showing up for people and being around and doing what you can to help them, doing your best and not letting them flounder on their own.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you say that holding space looks like? Or, if someone says to you, what do you mean by holding space?
Well, being present. So showing up, being present, and allowing the feelings and emotions to come up, and being as strong and neutral as you can during that process without being judgmental and trying to wish or fix the problem away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. Because I think as women, especially natural born healers, we do want to help, and sometimes that is fixing, right? We think, oh, I can fix this, I can help, and
yeah, and sometimes it's not help, but the other thing we can do is actually embrace them, hold them, touch them. We don't have enough healthy touch, that doesn't have any strings attached to it, and that's why I started the Sacred Touch Snuggle Parties, so we could actually learn about boundaries and communication and respect and what healthy touch looks like, and finding ways that we can ask for it, get it, and receive it, where we can feel safe and neat and nurtured.
Yeah. Beautiful, because it is proven with newborn babies, and they've done that experiment, which is awful, but I guess
where they don't have any healthy touch, and I'm a person that probably suffers from that kind of anxiety because I was taken from my mother at birth. And one thing they don't like to tell you is, in the adoption industry, is when children are separated from mothers at birth, every single one of them suffers separation anxiety, every single one of them. And it's a residual effect that will probably last a lifetime. And
Right.
it's epigenetic. It goes through our generations. So the things that we are healing here today on our planet for ourselves and our communities go up and down the line through our generations. Like epigenetics, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we will pick up the energetic resonant forms of dysfunction or function. It can be positive or negative through our ancestors. And we can pass it then on to our children. And that's why there's that quote, the sins of the fathers, and even in the Native tradition, they talk about the 7 generations.
Right.
So it's big work. It's big work that we're doing here on this planet.
Yes, we signed up for it.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Or we didn't.
This density.
I don't know if we signed up for it really, but we're here and we're just dealing with it the best we can. I'm not sure that we signed up for it, but anyways.
Yeah.
Some of us are just aware of it, and so in that sense, if we have the ability to respond, then we can and we will. But it is difficult. Some people are crashing and burning. They don't have that ability to respond. They're contracting.
Right. Right.
Which is why we really need that support to show up for people and create the community.
Yeah. Yeah. And to know that, yeah, like not only that we're not alone, but that we're not crazy. Like, oh, there's just this big wave of energy we just had, and I just want to sleep. Well, guess what? Half the people are feeling the same thing, and it's like, oh, okay. And sometimes you feel like, oh.
Yeah, we get put into these little boxes because we have different responses and different abilities. Like I didn't feel like I could talk to people about my experiences because I would have been labeled crazy.
Yeah.
Same thing. When I was a kid, when I was picking up energies and, seeing things and levitating and, leaving my body and all of these things. I mean, unless other people are talking about it, who do you talk to?
Right. And, that's the theme I'm hearing with everybody so far, right? They had no one to talk to. So, do you feel that as we are starting to speak, and, I don't know if children will hear this, but do you feel there is more for children now to feel not alone as much? That there's enough people to...
Well, I like to hope so in some ways, but we're still a small percentage of adults that are starting to share and talk about it. But I mean, it seems in the communities where I'm looking that is so that there is a little bit more support for the children and their gifts, but not enough. I mean, there's still lots of work to do. I mean, the founder of Quantum Touch talks about how he would love to see, when people are struggling in school, like the young kids. And I actually started to see this a little bit, and I haven't spent enough time at Jacob's daycare to really see where it's coming from, or if this is just directly from the children's parents teaching them, or if it's coming from the school. But a number of times I've been there and Jacob has been in a angry or upset state, and one of the kids have come up and hugged him. And sometimes he can receive it and sometimes he can't. But they're still trying. And I don't know where they're learning this from. And I think it's great because that, Richard Gordon's dream is that in every time, it's kind of like, I think in Avatar, they had that scene where the one person was having that issue and the whole community. And I've heard of in Aboriginal communities too, where they come and they surround the person and they give them all the loving energy that they need. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And Jacob is your grandson.
That's right. Jacob is my grandson.
Yeah. And you have a new grandson. Congratulations.
I do, baby Mason. Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. And how amazing to be with these new children and their heartbeat full of pureness and love and
yeah, so much intelligence too and stuff. And I do feel that Jacob's not as forthcoming with what he sees and perceives. And I do feel that he has fears about sharing. I only get to see him a small portion of the time, or I could be a better influence, but I'm only allowed what I'm allowed, and I do what I can when I'm there.
Yeah.
to create that safe space and that connection, so he can have at least one or two people in his life where he can confide anything in and not be made to feel anything, not be judged, just supported and loved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our kids are struggling too. I mean, everybody on this planet that has any little bit of empathy is, struggling.
Yeah.
And so we really need to love and support each other, ourselves first, obviously, but and get more into community and show up for people.
Yeah.
Because then it gets reciprocated too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes, instead of just a take, it becomes a sharing and a building of energy together for both people and the community, the larger community as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah. That's beautiful. So if anyone, actually, can I just ask you for a moment to share a little bit more about quantum touch?
Yep. Quantum touch is a form of energy healing that uses body awareness and breathing techniques to raise the vibration. And then through resonance and entrainment, the issue or person or item, or because you can do this on plants, animals, and situations. And, it's always best to have permission so the energy is received. But you can help through resonance and entrainment raise the vibration by just holding the space of the higher vibration, and through attention and intention, having that go to that issue. So whether it's a physical ailment, a mental, emotional, spiritual ailment, or a situation, all of these things can be raised through vibration. But energy is just part of it. We also need to take action.
Yeah.
Like physical action on the ground.
Do you, how do you experience life when your energy is raised?
Well, sometimes when your energy is raised, it attracts more that needs to be healed, and other times it also helps you just be in a better state in general to cope with the things that you're dealing with. I mean, things can be peaceful, but without justice, there is really no peace. So we need to be productive more than anything.
Yeah. But I like
And
that. Can you just touch on that for a minute? A minute, who knows how long. I think it's a big topic, but that, that when you are shining and I don't know how you worded it, but other things can come towards you, like the dark sometimes comes towards you as you're beaming out the love. So how do you not shut down? How do you keep just beaming out the love?
I think you I don't know. I think you need to go inside and deal with the stuff, but shining is good, but I don't know if beaming out the love is all the time is being really authentic. And I don't know. So, like I think that we actually really need to go into the pain and go into the issues and actually look at them. And so shining, in the sense, it's more about remaining neutral and present and allowing the things that need to be released to be released.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So basically it's like life isn't happening to you, it's happening through you.
And maybe for you. I don't know.
And for you. Yeah.
But it's up to us what we do with it. It's up to us how we respond, how we react, and what our abilities are, and are we able to respond? Responsibility,
The ability to respond. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes we can't. So just looking at ourselves and having compassion for ourselves, and not giving up and keep trying. I mean, that's where the greatest strength comes, is to not give up and keep trying, for, whatever our reasons are, whether it's that we've been here millennium after millennium and we've had civilization after civilization not get it right, and maybe we just want to get it right for once, where we don't destroy ourselves off the planet. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That would be nice. Yeah. Okay.
And I really do believe it's possible. So I don't know where I get always my hope or my strength or anything from, but I do have it, and I do get down sometimes, but I just keep, thinking, well, I'm still here. I can still do something. While I'm still here, I can still do something, even if it's one little step.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the greatest thing that we can do is help make other people aware of what's going on so they can help, because we can't do it alone. None of us can do it alone. We need each other, our whole community, our whole global tribe, to be doing this as soon as possible. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as possible. Yeah. The calls definitely out, and and not be afraid to speak up. Do you find after you speak that you need some time for yourself after, or does it empower you to keep speaking?
Sometimes it does empower me to keep speaking. I mean, if I can impart the information in the most concise and urgent and loving way possible, but yet urgent, and people can get it, that's the best thing. Because sometimes we can be too soft with things, and then they don't get it, or they don't care, or whatever it is. So it's really a challenge sometimes to find the best way or approach to impart the information that's really honestly and authentically needed at this time for our civilization.
Yeah. Well, I hear your passion and your urgency for people to wake up and be aware, and that's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can believe it, half an hour has already gone by.
Well, I think we covered a lot of ground.
We did. And where can people find you if they want to know more and get support from you?
Okay, great. Thank you. I have two websites. One is called daydesigns.ca, and I also have the makeloveforpeace.com website, and you can probably find me by doing a search on my name, Cherie Ann Day, and I'm sure you'll post it when you do your sharing of the interview, and I'll pop up on Google or Facebook, and you can connect with me.
Great.
Thank you so much, Margarit.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you, all that you do, and that you keep showing up and speaking. And I love you, sister.
Thank you. Love you too, Margarit. Have an awesome day.
Yep. You too.
Margarit.
Okay. Bye now.
Bye.